guys, I'm Laura Vitale. On this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to show you how I like to make my shrimp and corn quesadillas. They're so good, you're gonna absolutely love it. Perfect for summer because sweet corn is in season, and I'm partial to it because I'm from Jersey and we have some of the best sweet white corn, which is what I'm using in today's recipe. So you need a couple of ears of corn. You want to remove all the husks, some shrimp that's been shelled and deveined, and you want to chop it into bite-sized pieces, diced red onion, red bell pepper, a little bit of a jalapeno, garlic, lots of shredded Monterey Jack, a lime, paprika, cumin, and oregano, fresh cilantro, some salt, some flour tortillas. You're gonna need some olive oil, and I think that's about it. That's it. It's easy, and some sour cream to serve it with, but that's about it. Now what I'm gonna do first is I'm going to char my corn on my gas burner, very much like what we do when we make roasted peppers. If you don't have a gas burner, you don't do this over an electric burner, you would want to use just a grill pan. It's not gonna give you the same flavor of that charred deliciousness that you get when you use the same method for roasted pepper. Now, what I will say is do not panic, right? If you start to hear little pops here and there, because it is, corn kernels, and they will pop a little, but I'm telling you, it is absolutely well worth it, and you want to just keep them rotated. Keep rotating your corn until you develop a good char color on some parts of the corn. It doesn't have to be the whole thing is blackened, but just a few parts here and there gives you so much flavor. Pop! So once your corn has been charred like this, I let it cool for a bit. And this is the best way to cut kernels off of your corn on the cob. You just place it on a bun pan just like that. And then just very carefully, you tuck your fingers back, okay? And then you just run a sharp knife all the way down. And then you just rotate it and just keep going. It's the best way really, because otherwise it's a mess. There's corn kernels everywhere. This just catches it all, which is awesome. And it's very efficient. It works well every time. All right, I've got a large skillet with some olive oil preheating. Into that, I'm going to add the peppers, onions, jalapeno, garlic, all that good stuff. And then I'm also going to add my corn. The reason why I'm adding the corn now is because the corn, while it's charred on the outside, it has great, fantastic smoky flavor. It's still quite raw on the inside. It's not fully cooked through yet. So by adding it at this point with the peppers and everything, they're gonna develop a lot of great flavor together. And it's going to cook the corn just enough for it to still be a bit, crunchy, so it's not super soft. I just need to cook these for about 10 minutes. Let me just give them a quick pinch of salt. I'm just going to cook these on medium heat for about 10 minutes, or 8 to 10 minutes, or until I can see that they've cooked down quite a bit. These look perfect. It's been about 8 minutes. I don't want to cook them so much that they lose any texture or shape, because I want that texture. I want a little bit of crunch in my quesadillas. So at this point, I'm going to add my spices. Just give them a stir. You want to just coat them with that oil. And then next, oh, it smells out of this world. It really does. And then you just add the shrimp. But you can see I've diced the shrimp to bite-sized pieces so that they disperse throughout my quesadillas really nicely. And now this just needs to cook for about, I would say, 3 to 5 minutes, or until the shrimp is fully cooked through. And we're going to add one last pinch of salt, not very big, just to season the shrimp at this point. And that's it. And then your filling is done. Well, pretty much. That looks fantastic. I'm just going to turn this off. I'm going to add just a little chopped cilantro, little squeeze of lime. Now at this point, you don't have to make quesadillas with this. You can make tacos. You can use it for a filling for whatever your heart desires. It's good just as is. And if you want to chop this shrimp even finer, this would be great as an appetizer on tortilla chips. I mean, really anything you want, this is just money on. But in tortilla with some Monterey Jack cheese, and then just cooked to gooey perfection is what I'm after. So I'm gonna set this aside, which by the way, this can be made a day or two in advance if you want to, but a day in advance would be when I would make it. And that way you can have it ready in the fridge if you have a bunch of people coming over. I'm gonna move my skillet, bring my other skillet over just because it's a little bit bigger and I can make 2 at once. And then we'll get going on making our delicious quesadillas. All right, so I've got my flour tortillas here. These are medium size because I just couldn't find a large burrito size in my grocery store. So what I like to do is I like to take each one and make, cut it, fold it in half to make a quesadilla. So I'm going to show you how I do it. I have a skillet here with a little bit of olive oil. You can use vegetable oil. Then you just take a little bit of your cheese and place it on one side, okay? And then you take a little bit of your filling. Don't overstuff these simply because you don't want the filling to kind of explode all over the place. You want it to be in your quesadillas, And then just a little bit more cheese on top of the filling because it kind of helps. It's almost like edible glue, if you will. It helps the other side of the quesadilla stick. And now just take that, place it, make it like that on one side. I'm gonna make another one on this side, and then I just take whatever olive oil is in there, right, and just brush the top. That way, the opposite side is nice and greased, and when I flip it, because this only takes about a minute or so on each side, then I don't have to add any additional oil. So I'm just gonna keep making my quesadillas. I'm gonna keep cooking them, and I'll show you what they look like when they're done. All right, last one came out. Now I just kind of cut them in half, right? Really lovely, and the cheese is melted and it's crispy on both sides. I need a little bit of sour cream. You don't need to have sour cream, but no means is that necessary. A few more pieces. I like a little bit of cilantro in my sour cream so it kind of holds it. And then when I go in it, I don't even know which piece to take. Like that, see that? That is what dreams are made of. Beyond. And like super beyond flavorful, not spicy, but yet still's got really good pungent flavors. The char of the corn pops through, the shrimp is perfectly cooked. That is amazing. Go LauraInTheKitchen.com. Make it. Get the recipe, make it. That's all. I'll see you next time. I got a date for my quesadilla.